Welcome to Kharis Tutorials. I'm Simeon. Today we are going to be making this bralette top and asymmetric flare. It has really been a busy month. You know, it's December and we need to be up and doing. Yes, but I'm back now. Also, it's my birthday and I want to appreciate everyone for the messages, the calls, the gifts. You all are so wonderful. Thank you so much. I wouldn't have achieved that without you. You are all so wonderful and I really appreciate you all. I used 2.5 years of Ankara, but you might be needing more than that. So the measurements are going to be working with are the underbust, the half length, the length. Now we need the short length and also the full length. We also need the bust circumference measurements and the underbust circumference measurements. And that's all. So quickly, let's move to the cutting table.
Now, basically, what we're going to be concentrating on is the front measurement. Like you have the bust, then divided by 2 is the front measurement. So for me, it is 17 inches. But here now, I'm just folding a fabric of about 9 inches. Now, here I have -5 and I have the length of my underbust to be 12 inches. Here's my 12 inches plus allowance of 0.5 inches. So here is my underbust. And from the underbust, you take the nipple point. It can also be measured from the shoulder. So you can get your nipple point from the underbust. Now, here is going to be the nipple point. That's the folded part. And I'm going to be measuring to the front, to the right and also to the left. So here is going to be my nipple point. I'll measure to the left. So here is the left hand side and here is the right hand side. So now from the nipple points, I need to get, this measurement varies. So to the left hand side is 3.5 inches. So I'm going to measure the 3.5 inches from the base to the top. Then also from the nipple point to the right hand side is 4 inches. So I'm going to be doing the same thing by 4 inches at the base and also at the top. Having done this, we also need to go to the base. Now, this is the center, so I'm taking 1 inch on the left hand side and 1 inch on the right hand side. So I'm going to be connecting from there to the nipple points. Now, measuring from the nipple point to our 3.5 inches, we need to get the midpoint, and that's like about 1.75. That's the middle. So I'm going to be connecting from the nipple point to that middle of 1.75. Then the side as well, I'm also going to connect from the side to the middle. So this is coming straight to the nipple point, then to the top. Now on the right hand side, I'll be doing the same thing. This is 4 inches and the midpoint is 2 inches. So I'm going to be connecting as well to meet the middle measurement. So I'll be connecting from the nipple point and also from the side. So we're going to be tracing it out just the way it is. And at the base here, that's on the right hand side, just in case you want to still extend it, you can do that in case you have a wider boobs, so that it can cover the whole of it. You can extend the base. My own measurement here is 4 inches. That's on the right hand side. Now you can increase it to like 5 or 6. That's your choice. So cutting out our pattern, we're going to be using this to cut out our main fabric. And for the fabric, we'll be needing 4 pieces each. The number 1 will have 4 pieces, then the number 2 we have 4 pieces. Now to this, I am adding half an inch, which is going to serve as a seam allowance. I'm going to add this half an inch to the sides. To the base, I already added when measuring the length, so I don't need to add allowance to the length again, just the sides. So this is number 2 that I'm tracing out. You can repeat the same to number 1, just the same process. So I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces more of this, and I'll be adding my interfacing. So for the number 1, 2, we're going to do the same thing. I'll be cutting 4 pieces for it as well. So here we have a pattern cut out on the fabric. So I'm going to cut out my interfacing and I'm going to iron. Then I'll be joining one of number 1 and one of number 2, just the way I'm holding it down. I'm going to be joining it like that. Then the other side as well. So the same way I've joined this, I'm going to join the lining too. Now we need to cut her band. The band measurement for me is 28 inches by 3 inches is the width that's folded into 2. So here now I'm going to be reducing my waist measurement by 4 inches. My waist measurement is 28. So I'm going to be reducing it by 4 inches, and I added my allowance. Now we are cutting the base, which is the high-low flare. I folded my fabric into 4, and here is my waist measurement divided by 4, and that is going to give me 7 inches. So that's it, my 7 inches here. And I have the front length. The full length is 32 inches for the shorter length. So I'm subtracting my half length. That's the half length of 12 inches and the band inches of the band of 2 inches. I'm subtracting it and I'm cutting out the remaining measurements. So now that's for the front length. And the longer parts of my dress, here it is. So whatever measurements you have for the half length, just subtract it so that you can cut the remaining thing, the remaining length for the flare. So here is going to be the side, and I'm going to be connecting from the front to the side, just the front alone. And I'm also going to be connecting from the back. So first I'm cutting out the waist. So just the first two pieces of fabric is what I'm cutting out. Don't make the mistake of cutting the one at the down. That's the front. To make it easier, this is like 17, so connect like that: 17.5, 18, 18.5, 19, then 20. So for the longer length as well, I'm going to be cutting it out. Now I'm going to notch the front and the back. I'm going to be cutting out a small lining to turn it as well, and I'm going to be placing this at the base of my bralette. Here we have the 4 pieces. I have my interfacing. I'll join this just like I've earlier explained, and I'll join this as well. I'm also going to do the same to the lining. Now for this lining, you can, if you're making the bralette alone, you can change the pattern or the fabric for the lining. Right, we have joined that. Here's the lining, will be placed on it this way. And I also made a strip of fabric which is going to serve as the sleeve. Now remember, the length is 12 inches, which is the underbust length, and we subtracted 5, so that's my 5 inches, and the length is going to be 12, just like this. It will extend to the back. So I'm going to be attaching this, then I'll use my lining to turn, just like this, and I'll place the lining on it. Yeah, just like this. So I'll join. After joining, this is what we have. The next thing we're going to be doing is to attach it to the band. So for the band, first I'm going to open it up.
Action.
So now I'm opening it up. I'm going to get the middle first and notch. Now here is how we're going to attach it. Make sure we bring the middle together, the middle point, just like this, and the other one goes underneath so that we can join and turn inside out. So we're going to join it straight down and turn it over. Now, this is it, and this is how it looks like, as you can see. Also, I have my elastic, just the inches that was cut out from the band is now the length, the width of the elastic band. So I'm just going to join it on both sides so that it can expand. Also, I am going to attach the strip of fabric. So I'm just going to lose a little part, just a small part on the band so that I can fix in my strip of fabric. Now attaching the flay, this is the front and this is what the back looks like. I also opened up a little part so as to attach my zipper, and by the time it's worn, the elastic is going to stretch just like this. The next thing is to attach my lining, and I need to open it up so that I can sew from the back. I'm going to be placing the lining from the back, and also I'll be closing the sides of the zip, and it's going to be the last thing to do in this tutorial. So don't forget to like this video and share so that others too can learn from it. And don't forget to click the subscribe button if this is your first time on this channel. Our tutorial is ready. Until I see you next class. Bye.